Yeah, you kind of gotta watch where you're going up in here. This is a trail I find myself on often. Himinicha Barn Bluff in Red Wing, Minnesota. This is a spiritual, sacred site to the Bdewakantunwan Dakota people of Prairie Island. This is a place where we come to pray, to reconnect with the ones that have walked on before us, and to recenter ourselves to continue the fight for the ones that come after us.
Well, guys, I think it's appropriate, the sun's coming out, to see this project coming to fruition after 3 years of hard planning between the tribe, the city, reflecting back on where we were with some of the threats that were facing the bluff. This project here, we went from wanting to nominate this site to the top 11 threatened landmarks to working cooperatively to preserve it. So that's something to celebrate.
Check that out.
I really like the way this turned out. The subtle name change to have the Dakota place name here as the welcoming sign is symbolic. It speaks of one of the requests that the Dakota people wanted to have is this significant place recognized through its Dakota place name. So having that is incredibly important. It was important for us to be involved to ensure that Dakota voices were being heard and that we can amplify those voices as its representative to why this place is important to us as Dakota people. On top of Hemanicha were burial mounds where we buried our dead. And our initial involvement with this was to protect those burial mounds on top. We had a trail system that walked over those burial mounds instead of around them. And working with the city engineers and the contract archaeologists, we were able to reroute those walking trails up top and actually do some burial mound repair work on top.
This place has always been a continued use for our people. It hasn't stopped over the centuries. Even when we were exiled out of the state, people stayed here and people still continue to do the ceremonies here.
You're right, and people maintain that connection to this landscape, representative through our Dakota life ways.
I turned my life around because of this hill. Connected me with my ancestors and really encouraged and supported returning to my Dakota roots and healing myself. I just kind of get my life lessons, my resources and tools from the Creator, our ancestors, and Himanicha really opens up that spiritual connection for people to really start healing their traumas and moving forward and being part of something bigger and greater, which is community.
When you take a look at the overall burial mounds that was in this location, there were over 3,000 burial mounds recorded just in the Red Wing area. And so we have an obligation and a responsibility to protect and preserve what remnants of those mounds that we have left. Part of our concept on developing these panels was we wanted to make this place unique for our Dakota language learners and teachers and just the general public. Utilizing some of the technology that we have available to us, we were able to include Dakota spoken text by pushing this button here. And you have the written text being spoken in Dakota, and we're hoping that that's one way that we can help revitalize the Dakota language in this community.
So if I see trash on Himanicha, it's something that takes over my body that says, if you don't get it, who else is gonna get it? And it's like I literally hear her crying or feel her crying, and I can't walk away from something or someone that needs me. And at the end of the day, I know I did my part by stepping outside of myself and thinking and caring and considering of another living being.
Some of the preservation laws that help us protect these places, some of the laws are written in a way that we have to demonstrate we've maintained a connection to this place. And if we've lost that connection, some of those federal laws don't allow us to utilize those to our greatest advantage. And so the Prairie Island Dakota community has been able to demonstrate that they've always been here, that even through removal, through assimilation, through all of those things, they've remained here in this area and they've maintained a connection to this particular place.